Kenan Thompson hosted. The vibes, more Golden Globes than ever. Even the setup of the room was just a bunch of dinner tables with like a little stage in the middle, people mingling, people walking about. I liked that move from the Emmys. You know, the Globes are pretty much out at this point, so why not steal like the one thing that people liked about it, right?
I think it's a great idea. Yeah, just be the fun one, you know?
Yeah,
Nothing
especially
wrong with that.
because with TV, you're never gonna satisfy everybody. I mean, no one's ever satisfied at award shows, but especially with how many TV shows there are and how many get nominated usually, except for this year, you're just never gonna make people happy. So at least just be like a fun show, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so Dave, why don't we just start with like our main takeaways from the night? What were the moments or things that stood out to you from the Emmys?
Yeah, and we did our whole predictions, talked about our nominations predictions. So this is just kind of our end cap here. The Emmys have happened, and unsurprisingly, it was largely chalk. The people
Mhm.
expected to win did win. By my count, we had 11 correct predictions to 4 incorrect. And that's not like we were going out on a limb with any of those calls. They were just pretty easy picks to make, you know? Yeah, I think the ones that we got wrong are the more surprising results. And those are, I think, pretty fun and interesting. But the ones that did win that we expected to win, yeah, I mean, it's what we expected. Nothing more to say.
Yeah, Succession had a big night. Ted Lasso had a big night. White Lotus had a big night. We all saw that coming. John Oliver, he just can't be beat. It's just not going to happen, right? Um, but a couple of surprises with the shows. So Lizzo, I want to say, I just want to put a little feather in my
Hmm.
cap. I said Lizzo had a outside shot at taking this, and Big Girls Club, or Watch Out for the Big Girls, sorry, actually ended up beating RuPaul. I was kind
Right?
of shocked by this, even
And
though I said it was
variety,
an
whatever
outside
it's called.
shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
beating RuPaul, that is clearly a accomplishment because RuPaul has been John Oliver esque in terms of running up the dubs the past few years at the Emmys. So yeah, shout out
Absolutely.
Lizzo,
She
and
also
check
had a
out
great
our
speech.
Lizzo review if you're interested in more.
And then in the acting, I mean, uh, a lot of it, like you said, was chalk. Zendaya for Euphoria, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso, Gene Smart for Hacks, um, Keaton for Dope Sick, pretty easy one to
Yep,
call.
Murray
Then we get,
Bartlett, Brett Goldstein,
yep, yep.
Coolidge, Seyfried.
But then we get Lee Young-jae
Yeah,
for Squid Game for
hell
lead
yeah,
actor in a drama series.
I love it.
What?
I
What a
love this
weekend for
pick.
him.
Yeah, we were expecting Brian Cox over Jeremy Strong. Strong won last time. We thought this would be the Cox win. Part of a big night for Succession. Still was a big night for Succession, but having Lee Young-jae beat Cox Strong as well as Bob Odenkirk in his final go around with Saul, very impressive win. I loved seeing a big night for Squid Game. Squid Game also won for drama directing and had some creative wins already happen last week. I think it's all really well deserved and pretty cool to see, honestly. And that makes Lee the first non-English uh, role to win at the Emmys in the acting category. I mean, it's very, very impressive. Squid Game itself was the first non-English show to be nominated for Outstanding Series in general, but then to take it a step further and actually have an actor win a lead award is, I think, quite impressive.
I mean, I mentioned it was a big weekend for him. Earlier in the week, he was named the male lead in the Star Wars series The Acolyte. Um, I
Yep.
mean, talk about starting your weekend off hot and ending it off hot. Man, can't do much better than that. So shout out to him for the come up. Definitely awesome to see him pull that out. You know, Seafried won for the dropout, which I think we were like, who's going to get this one? I think that one made the most sense, but still
Yeah.
really glad to see her get that. Um, Dave, which other ones like surprised you or were you excited about?
Well, I think Cheryl Lee Roth winning for Abbott Elementary in supporting comedy actress
Yes.
over Alex Borstein and Hannah Waddingham, definitely unexpected. I'm pretty sure, if anything, her co-star Janelle James was considered more of a contender than Ralph was. But that's really cool to see. I like seeing new people win, honestly, because Ted Lasso overall is going to win. Maisel has been very decorated already. Do we really need to see Alex Borstein win the third time, even though it was very deserving, the best Borstein Maisel season? No, we don't need to see that. Do we need to see Hannah Waddingham win back to back? No, not really. So I like seeing the love spread, especially in this case where Cheryl Lee Ralph is only the second black woman to win comedy supporting actress, first since 1987. Seems like a
Wow.
good win. And also, I think a really nice acknowledgement of the, huge hit that Abbott Elementary has become. And we obviously, Quinta Brunson also got to
Yes.
win, not for her performing, but for her comedy writing, which also seems well deserved, and also a bit of controversy due to Jimmy Kimmel's involvement during that speech. But yeah, nice to see Abbott get some nods there.
Yeah. What was your take on that whole like Jimmy Kimmel drama? Did you think there was much to it?
Well, I think it's just kind of, you know, I think we talked about this a lot with like bits, with whether
Mhm.
it's the hosts or other people, where at the end of the day, we watch award shows to watch people we like accept awards and give a speech. That's why we're there. And if you're like doing anything to like distract from that or take time away from that, right? Jennifer Coolidge getting played off of her speech, kind of notably,
Mhm.
like that seemed like the most important thing that we want to accomplish at an award show is watching people win, right? Obviously,
Right.
the Grammys have a performance angle to it too, but like I never want to see like the bits or the pre-recorded bits, whatever they are. I never want to see that get in the way of anything. Now, didn't necessarily get in the way in it from it. I'm not sure. Keita Brunson had a good attitude about it after the fact, but you know, at least I mean it's a talking point, I guess. I don't know. What did you think?
I didn't really think it was that big of a deal, especially when Quinta Brunson was kind of like NBD type of thing. I definitely not very thoughtful from Jimmy Kimmel, but I wish the bit was just funnier. Like if you're gonna
Yep.
do a bit like that, at least just make it funny. And I think that's the thing is a lot of times these bits at award shows just really aren't great. So I don't know. It felt like a whole lot of nothing to me. I think she's gotten a lot of love, which I'm really excited about. And Abbott Elementary is just like about to take the Modern Family like mantle at these
Hmm.
shows and just winning comedy every year probably. So Ted Lasso got it. I think this is probably the last year we see Lasso win, but we'll see. I mean, only got one more season supposedly. We'll see if that's the case as well. Um, just kind of moving on here. Uh, Another one I was pretty excited about, and I thought was pretty cool is Matthew McFadden, man. Like we thought it was going to be the Culkin year. It's the McFadden year, and I'm here for it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, when we talked about it last week, I thought that they were both equally deserving, but it's really cool to see McFadden win just because his performance as Tom is not as overtly showy as
Mhm.
Culkin's. Roman, obviously, a much more gregarious character than Tom Whamsgams, right? So
Mhm.
just to see McFadden win, I think is awesome because uh, it's truly a tremendous performance. Conversely, I was a bit disappointed that Sarah Snook didn't win for drama supporting
Yeah.
because that also meant Reese Sehorn didn't win, and in turn, Julia Garner won again for Ozark. Kind of dull, kind of boring for a not good Ozark season, so everyone says. So you know, you take the good with the bad, but yeah, I mean, McFadden winning, that was awesome.
Definitely really glad to see her. And I think like you mentioned, his role is not as flashy as Culkin's, but he definitely gets to play all ends of the spectrum here. Culkin kind of I wouldn't say is one note, but is kind of throwing like two pitches a lot of the time, whether it's like either like totally beaten down Roman or
Hmm.
completely like over the top Roman. But McFadden as Tom really gets to be, kind of like sneaky, but also like docile and like kind of under Shiv's thumb. But then also when it's just him with Nick Braun, like he's so ridiculous and over the top. It's really like probably a really fun character for him to play. So
Do you
it's
want to make a deal with the devil?
yeah,
The best.
who needs a soul? Um, just a few other things. Just want to shout out our guy Rothaniel
That's
Gerard
right.
Carmichael getting
Let's
the
go.
win for outstanding writing for a variety special. Great to
Easy
see
win.
him get some love, man. Um, and yeah, most of the rest of it pretty unremarkable. I'd say. Any moments that stood out to you?
Zendaya, as expected, won again for
Yes.
Euphoria, which actually makes her the youngest lead acting winner, male or female, ever at the Emmys.
Wow.
And there's more confirmation of Zendaya's talent. Not that anyone, I think, needs more at this point. We all know, but obviously very well deserved.
Dave, just real quick, is it has there been a worse week for Olivia Wilde with all the "Don't Worry, Darling" and then Jason Sudeikis just cleaning up with Ted Lasso at these Emmys? I mean,
You
boy,
know,
talk about losing the divorce, right?
I don't know. I mean, does this add to that? Does this
Ooh,
add to that though?
ooh. Oh, I mean, she had a really bad week, and then her
No, I know, but like,
ex-husband, who
oh,
she cheated
Sudeikis
on.
won for Ted Lasso. Does that actually add to any of the drama though? Like,
I don't
they're
think it adds to the
they're
drama.
already
Just
split. Like, I don't
we're,
know.
it's
Is this an L?
just
It's not like
I
she beat Harry. It's not like he beat Harry Styles in a dead heat or something for the award.
that I suppose that's true. I just think it highlights more that one person seems to be having a really
Sure.
uh, great career time this week, and one is
Yeah.
definitely having some problems.
Looking
So
forward to those box office receipts for Don't Worry, Darling. Trust me, we'll be talking about that next week or 2 weeks
it's
from now.
it's going to be actually really fascinating. Like, does this all this drama drive people to go see it, or will the reviews just keep people
It
away?
used to back in the day
We'll
for
see.
stuff. I don't know if a movie like this can attract people on that alone, or at least at the degree it would need to, you know? It's a lot of wait and see, but it's definitely very, very captivating
Yeah.
because
Two
it's
other
this saga.
two other notes before we wrap up. Better Call Saul. In the time that's been running as a show, 46 Emmy nominations. Guess how many wins?
10?
Zero. Never won. Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
Now
I was assuming they were like creative arts wins or something.
it is up for nominations next year for the second half of this final season. So we might see maybe a
Mm.
Rhea Seahorn again. Maybe she'll get like a belated award, but it needs to get one. It needs to get one Emmy award. Like, it'd be so ridiculous for a show at that level to come and go and not get any love from the Emmys. But I'm sure it's not unprecedented. And yeah, I think just like I wanted to ask you, and this is kind of always the temperature check, do we still care about the Emmys? You know, because we talk about, like, do the Grammys, do they really matter? Like, do the Emmys really matter to you at this point?
Yeah, well, I think that's a great question because they've always been the least popular of the big three award shows, and despite the fact there's more TV than ever, more TV consumed than ever, the Emmys actually are even less equipped to serve that, right? And we talked about a lot of those factors before. The fact that there's a lot of groupthink and over nominating of a smaller group of shows does not help that cause. But I also think that the way this calendar is set up is very antiquated, obviously based on the way TV used to predominantly come out via the broadcast seasons of the fall and the spring. Now it's a bit spread out. I don't know. All the award shows are kind of like that, though. Maybe that's not that big a deal. Um, yeah, I mean, I always like watching people win. I just kind of like this stuff in general,
Hmm.
but plenty of people don't. But you know, just focus on the people that do like this kind of stuff. That's how the Oscars are going about this year. Just work with what you got. You know.
Yeah, I think the Emmys are increasingly losing influence, but not any faster than any other award show is. I think just there's so much TV that
Yeah.
if you really are looking to the Emmys to, like, tell you what's good, or you can't find other ways to be like, oh, this show, I should check it out. It's like, just subscribe to Nostalgia Pod and we'll tell you everything you should
That's
listen
right.
to.